It's too early to really say anything about what is the meta or what is the best team comp in this game, but I thought I'd quickly go over what I have done from my experience in Genshin to using it in Star Rail here. It seems simple enough, so I thought I'd just cover a few bits that I've done, and it might help you out if you're struggling, say, in the early game. As I've just shown here, we're just Trailblaze level 17. So at this rank that I've just achieved, we unlocked a set that you actually, if you claim the rewards from Pom Pom, you unlock relics, which are now starting to look like they're basically they've got the same sort of artifact system that you get in Genshin. Very similar, actually. I thought we weren't going to get this, and then we've just unlocked this. So, and you get this entire set. This is a defense scaling set. The only defense scaling character, at least I've got at the minute, is March, and obviously everyone has March. So I would recommend, at the minute, to put a set like that on her. Now, I'm only just starting to collect these, so you're going to have to distribute them at the early game here just as best you can. And the problem with the early game like this, you will be constantly messing these around. You'll be switching them around. You want to be paying attention to, so like Genshin, the first two here are just HP and attack, the gloves and the helmet. Not much you can do about that. If they've got some substats that are preferable and they're in the different set, you know, have to pick and choose what you can do. But a lot of these won't change. It's all flat attack here. The ones that change seem to be the armor and the boots. And so most of the characters, I think, so far, that I'll go over here are all attack scaling, seemingly enough. March is the only one that's got different buffs. And I've got Natasha, who's HP scaling, which is, again, so you want to put, say, like what I've done, HP boots on her. And then what she got over here, outgoing healing boost as well. So I thought that suited her kit. Obviously stuff is going to unlock more with time, and you're going to switch things around, as I said, but for the beginning you're going to want to make sure someone has at least a set that at least matches their kit. For example, like my main character, I've just given him whatever's spare, so he's got a defense piece. It's not great, it's not ideal, but Himiko here has got a crit rate piece, which is ideal. And obviously March has got a crit damage piece here, which is on that, but you could say have that as mixed with defense if you wanted to mix that out. But the entire kit there increases defense, so ideally you want to make sure she has the entire set. So I'll quickly go through. We've got this, the 8 characters I'm using are basically the only premium's Himiko, and I got very lucky with her. I didn't realize I share the same birthday with her, so that might have been why we ended up getting her. But as you can see, I've only got a few sets. So we put a full set on Herta, on Paler. We've got a full set of this one. What's it called? The Musketeer. And then we've got a split set on Natasha. That just seems to be best so far, is what I'm showing. So these two are HP, outgoing healing boost. So it suits her kit, and I assume that's going to be working quite well. I still need to play with her at the minute, but so far been so good. Same deal with Serval. We've got a split kit. Obviously these two are the same. We've got what, crit damage and attack on there. I haven't ranked any of these up yet. I assume that's going to be the next part of the game with your light cones and these relics. Might as well call them artifacts. Got my best set so far is on Himiko, which you should do. Your blue, any of the best pieces you should really try and utilize them on your 5-star characters. Try and just get the most out of it. So this has got crit rate and attack again, so that's literally ideal for someone like Himiko who's doing DPS. Just showed my March, and then I don't know if this is a random roll, but obviously we got defense and crit damage on that, so I don't know if that's luck, or I assume that's an RNG system on that, depending what you get from Pom Pom. It might not be though. Then we got a full shooting meteor set on Asta. With a speed buff and a crit rate piece that, again, that'll probably get changed around. Recently built Dan Heng again. I reckon we do so. He's really strong so far. He's very strong so far, to be honest. Well, we've got effect hit rate and speed. Again, most likely will get changed around, but for now it's better than nothing. As for the light cones, again, you're going to have to utilize what you've got. I fortunately, when I unlocked like Herta, I actually had this and another new edition piece as well, 4-star piece with my early game unlocks. You're going to have to go with what you can. Seemingly you got quite a lot of the 3-stars. These you can refine, almost like these are like your weapons essentially, with different buffs. But superimposing them is like refining them in this game. As you get multiple copies, you're going to want to turn them into refinements. You can do that a maximum number of 5 times, at least so far. I don't know if you can do more later on. and that further increases the buffs that the actual, say, weapon gives. But overall, you want to go with what's obviously the same kit as your character, so your addition is the same as what Hurt is using, Himiko is using, and Serval is using. So fortunate enough that I somehow managed to get 3 purples in that kit, so it works out for my account. But obviously I have others here that would have been possibly suitable. You're just gonna have to pick the best. What buff sounds the best? I don't really know, because I haven't used these. I don't know what of these are good, but you can see I've got 4 3-star weapons essentially if I needed them for this kit, but I haven't had to play with them because I've got these. Which is Birth of the Self, increases damage dealt by the wearer's follow-up attacks by 24%. That suits Herta's kit obviously perfectly. If the current HP of the lower target enemies below or equal 50% increases damage dealt with follow-up attacks. I believe that is actually part of her kit as well. If you were to look at her skills here and her follow-up attacks, that is basically her kit in a nutshell as well. So that's obviously very well suited for her. We got Eyes of the Prayers, I've got Paler. It's the only Nihility card I've got. We've got a few of the other 3-stars here that I haven't tried, but again, because I've got the 4-star, ultimately what you're going to be wanting to go with. Natasha, again, I haven't actually got a 4-star for her, but we've given her Cornucopia, indeed. What is this? When the wearer uses their skill ultimate, their outgoing heal is increased by 21%. I just assume that would suit her kit best here out of what I've got, but again, obviously everyone's going to have slightly different stuff. We've got these splits set on her relics as well. But again, everyone's just like ranked 20 out of 30. Their levels ranked 20 out of 30. We're at this sort of middle ground. We'll have to start picking characters to rank up. In my choice here, it'll probably be like Himiko, Paler. And then depending how they fare, we'll see how it goes. Maybe like Dang Hang and Herta then. I don't know. We're going to have to obviously prioritize some of these differently. Make the World Clamor with Serval. Serval's strong. I would say builder. I think everyone gets her, at least at the minute. And I got this with her as well. I think that's quite a nice piece. The wearer regenerates 20 energy immediately upon entering battle and increases damage by 32%. It's quite nice. We've got a split set on her, so it's pretty good. My Himiko. And we had this when I got my Herta. So I had 2, and she's there on the card as well. And this could obviously suit her kit as well. Increases the wearer's attack by 16%. The wearer defeats an enemy. The wearer's crit damage increases by 24% for 3 turns. I thought that sounded pretty cracked. So that looks pretty cool. I'm not sure if we've seen this character yet, but she looks pretty cool as well. Now, for March, I did see someone say they recommended, I got it, this Amber. I haven't read it. Increases the wearer's defense by 16% if the wearer's current HP is lower than 50%, increases their defense further. That is probably one of the best ones to start out with her, because that suits her kit completely. Her shield, she can apply to your teammates, scales on defense. She does attack, and that scales on attack, but ultimately, yeah, you want to have at least some good defense on March. When the wearer leaches their ultimate, may restore HP. So there's a good selection here with preservation you could go with. I immediately had this Landau's Choice, and I just unlocked. What is this one? What does it actually say? At this very moment, is that what it's called? Hold on, I'd like to see a bigger picture of it here, to be honest. Which has obviously got her on the card. So that, I'm assuming, is actually better for her because it increases her defense and damage resistance. So I'm assuming that's slightly better than what I've got. But at the minute, I don't want to waste the resources. I just got that. I don't want to waste the resources yet ranking that up as we've got this one. So again, you're going to have to try and split stuff evenly with whatever you receive, and then slowly, you know, feed into whatever characters you prefer. What have we got here? Asta. Upon entering the battle, allies receive 12% speed, 12 speed. After the wearing user's attack gets hit, additionally regenerates 6 energy. After entering the battle, increases the attack of allies by 12%. Any of these would be pretty good, to be honest. It's kind of whatever buff you want there, really. Attack, speed, or what was this one? Energy, which is pretty good. So again, this is all for Harmony. Asta's the only Harmony character I've got so far. They're 3 stars, but again, this is refined 5 times. That one's only got 1 copy, and that one's got 3 copies. You can see by the symbol next to that. I guess the weapon or the card, whatever you want to call it. What have we given her? We've given her a full set of Meteor so far with speed and crit rate. It's quite nice. She does good damage, actually. I've been quite liking her kit. She's a very nice character. Then we got Dan Hang. I didn't really want to build him, but he's actually very, very, very powerful. Quite enjoying his single target damage, to be honest. At the start of the battle, where his crit rate increases by 24% for 3 turns. That seems solid for him so far. Anything that gives crit is pretty big in any game like this. And then we got full meteor set again with speed and effect hit rate. Again, that will be hopefully improved. Ideally, he's going to probably want some crit attack and crit scaling stuff in there, but obviously you want to make sure you do your talent leveling here. Pretty easy. I've done that on everybody. We think we've got 1 constellation for him. We've got 1 for Pella, 1 for Asta, and that's the kit. They're the characters I'm using. I've got a few for Hook, but I'm not using it. I'm only using these. So then it comes to, like, say, team comps. I have played around quite a bit with this, even in this, say, this early game. I've just got Natasha built and put her in this team. She works really, really well. I initially had March as another shielder. You could do that. But I played around with my Himiko a bit. And you can kind of, like typical 4-stars, you can slot her in everywhere. But a really solid team is actually the starter team. This is the team you get at the trial at the beginning. And I didn't realize that because I've been playing teams around, seeing what works. And ultimately, this is a really, really solid team. Really, really fun. Suits Himiko a lot. Obviously, it's the space station crew. So aesthetically, it's actually really pleasing as well to me. So really enjoying that. That's a really good team. Obviously, I'm fortunate to get Himiko. You're going to have to try and do something similar. You could put Traveler in there, obviously, without her. Again, solid team. And I think it's very important in an early game like this, you want to have a solid team. Doesn't matter if you like all of them or whatever. If they're solid, they work, you want to use it. So far, that's been working well for me. I really like Pella, and I've been using like different team comps with her quite a bit. And ultimately, something like this has been a lot of fun. There's a lot of off-field damage going on between her to doing some in between the turns. Natasha seems to suit this team really well with the healing that they potentially need. Because sometimes if you go up against an outscaled enemy, you can take a lot of damage. So the healing is going to obviously be quite crucial, and I like how she's fitted into this team. A team I'd like to try, but I haven't built yet, is a team like this. I heard down the grapevine we turn into a pyro element down the line, so I think if we had the pyro MC unlocked, a team like this could be really, really fun. But I don't know if I'm really going to build that. Haven't really tried Hook, played with her a little bit, not too bothered. Really like Asta's kit, and obviously I've got Himiko, so that's kind of sufficient for me. I've got Herta, and I've got Pella, and I've also got March. They're 3 Syra units. My only Electro unit is Serval, and then some of the other elements were quite missing. So if this video helped you, please leave a like, and thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in the next video.